Hey folks, Michael McGee here. We are about to make a sausage video, and what I'm going to do in the process of making this sausage video is we're going to talk about how healthy some of the things are about sausage. The things that people think are the most unhealthy things about sausage are some of the most healthy things about sausage. So we're going to be making a venison sausage. Everybody knows venison is good for you, it's healthy, and one of the reasons that they think that's because it's extremely lean. That's the reason it makes horrible sausage if you don't mix fat with it. I have known people that like to eat their sausage dry and hard as a hockey puck, but I'm not one of those people. And if you're one of those people, then more power to you. Make your dry venison sausage, that's fine. As you know, we're a big hunter family. I think we combined as father and son team to bring home about 10 deer this year. So every deer we get about this much grinding meat after we take out our steaks and our tenderloins and all that good stuff. And that's enough with the combined fat we add to make 2 batches of sausage, which is 25 pounds each. That's awesome. So what we do is we add fat with meat. Now, most of y'all, when you add the fat with the meat, you're thinking you're just adding the fat for the flavor, which we are. You're just adding it for the juiciness, which we are. And they think that that is a necessary evil in order to get the delicious sausage, and that kind of wink at that like this is some kind of sin on the side. It's not. And in today's video, I'm going to prove to you beyond the shadow of a doubt that not only is it okay, not only is it necessary for good sausage, it is healthy, and it's making your body healthier to eat it. Now what I'm opening up right now is beef fat. Beef fat is from a ruminant animal, beef. So a lot of people that are getting into health food and starting to understand how fat's good for you, they stress on the ruminant fat. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing to talk about. I also have pork fat in here. They want to talk about how bad it is for you. And I would agree if it was normal pork, but this is not normal pork. We'll get into that in a minute. Beef fat is quite healthy because ruminant animals chew the cud. They get out there and eat tons of grass, and that grass is loaded with vitamins and minerals, especially the minerals. And those minerals are stored in the fat. Now, the biggest issue that people have with eating fat is this idea that the saturated or unsaturated fat is going to cause you to have heart disease and otherwise health problems with your arteries. Did you know they've never proven that in a controlled study group? This is just kind of hypothesis, and they go and check these people that are having the heart attacks, and they find all the cholesterol in those blood vessels, and they blame the cholesterol. And that would be the same as blaming the fire trucks for the fire when you go and see the fire and you see the fire trucks there, because cholesterol is actually a repairman. So there's no way that I can convince some of you of that, but it's the truth. They have done study after study, and they discovered that the people that live the longest are the people with the high cholesterol.
The most recent data is very scary. It shows that patients who have the highest LDLs actually make it into the 90s.
And Sweden is meticulous in its record keeping, which is an advantage. In a fairly homogeneous society, so it kind of eliminates some confounding variables. But they attempted to document what were the variables that were just the most consistent theme of people who lived very long. One of them was good glucose control. And this next one is very controversial because they found that the longest lived people had high cholesterol levels. And isn't that funny? It is one of the most consistent themes of longevity research that the longest lived people have higher cholesterol.
So why they don't bring that into it, I don't know. But it is a fact. People that live the longest are the people with the high cholesterol. Sorry to tell you. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
This fat is still fairly cool. I would say it's frozen. So when it goes through this grinder and mixes in with this meat, it's going to be helping to bring the temperature down. So here are some facts about beef fat. I'm going to throw up on the screen now. I'm very excited to put this beef fat into this sausage because of the health and because of the wonderful flavor. This particular beef fat has been put through the grinder already once, and that is why it is in this condition. But fat in general does not freeze as hard as meat because there's not as much water in it, and it thaws quicker and easier as well.
And it cuts easier when it's frozen too.
Yes, you can
cold.
cut frozen fat a lot easier than frozen meat. This is one reason why we do not cry when we butcher an animal. If we fed it heavy, fed it plenty of good grain, and it got fat, we don't cry about that and complain about it being a net loss, a waste of money, and all this good stuff, because it's not a loss, it's not a waste of money. If we were to go and buy this at the store at today's beef fat prices, we would be, I don't think we would do it. I think we would just do without before we pay those kind of prices. So we're at a net gain when we come up with an animal that has more fat than we can use with that animal, because we're deer hunters. We know that we're going to have a need for that fat. It is not a waste. It is a total gain, a big time win.
It might sit there in the freezer for a while, but we eventually find a home for it.
Oh, we do. And that's the good thing about these vacuum sealed bags. It doesn't matter if it takes a year or two to find a home for it. It's sitting there ready, and it's not going to go bad on you in the process. If you put it in Ziploc bags, you can expect it to go bad on you in about 6 months or so. Ask me how I know, because I've experienced it. All right, it's time to talk about Mangalitsa. Mangalitsa is an old heritage breed pork from Hungary. And let me tell you something. It's good. Did we grind it?
I didn't think it looked like it had been ground.
I didn't either, but guess what? It has been.
Wow.
Okay, so let's just put it on top of this pork fat.
Okay.
Mangalitsa pork is extremely fatty because it was bred way back in the old days for this very purpose. It is a large breed of pork. Back in the early 1900s or whenever it took place, they started focusing on lean because the actual truth is they were wanting to push sugar on the American people, and they did some fraudulent research with very tainted results, and they were paid handsomely for it, that they blamed fat for what sugar does. And it worked beautifully on the American people because it makes sense that fat going in the stomach would make fat in the arteries, but that's not at all true. It's just only true if you're consuming large amounts of sugar, which is what they were trying to get the people to do. And sugar is so addictive that they had zero problems getting the people to do that. And that, my friend, is the truth if you want to know it. So, here's the deal about Mangalitsa fat. Did you know that Mangalitsa fat can be 3 times higher in omega-3 fatty acid than some fish? I don't know what fish it would take to even come close to the Mangalitsa fat. Did you know that Mangalitsa fat is second to only one product for vitamin D if it's been raised in the sun, which all of mine have been. And that is cod liver oil. Cod liver oil has more vitamin D, but other than that, this right here has more vitamin D.
I guarantee you this tastes better than cod liver oil.
Oh, yucky. I do not want cod liver oil sausage. That's just not on my list of things to eat.
Yuck.
Now, this is one thing right here. When you cook a skillet of sausage, when we cook this sausage up, or make meatballs or meatloaf or whatever, it's going to create a lot of grease in the skillet. Unless we do a very rare cook. And that used to bother me. But you know what? I discovered that the end product, once that grease comes out, you're not left with just a lot of lean meat that is just the same as if that grease wasn't there, if you didn't put that fat there. What you're left with are the cracklings, and everybody knows how amazing cracklings are, and healthy and nutritious. And so once that grease comes out, you can pour it off just like this, and what you're left with is so tender, so juicy, so good. It is worth the extra effort to dump the grease out of your skillet or out of your pan. So you're going to have the health benefits of it. You're not going to get all that, half this may cook out. We may not eat even half of this grease that's in here. But what the grease leaves behind, that's worth eating.
I've discovered sometimes too, depending on what you make and what you're eating, the grease can become kind of like your gravy if you're on a carnivore diet.
Yeah.
Or like a melted butter that you can pour over and use as a dipping sauce.
Oh yeah.
Plus, one thing you didn't get to or cover yet is fat helps heal your hormones and balance them, especially if you're a female.
That's right. And even males.
Yeah.
All the male hormones, and I would say female hormones, are directly connected back to fat and cholesterol. Cholesterol is the number one hormone building block.
And fat has
And
cholesterol.
guess what else?
What's that?
Brains. Brains are hugely comprised of cholesterol, and you can't build brains without it. And that's why that the observation has been made that the vegan community kind of struggles in that department. And it could be used as a slur. I'm not doing that. I'm just sticking strictly with facts here, folks. These are brain building blocks right here. Important for your health in so many areas of life. So with that being said, I'm going to cut open this bag of meat. I think we can just pull straight out of it and not even have to get to work over here.
All right.
Let me plunge that. Oh yeah, it's still kind of frozen in there, but it's like a slushy frozen.
Okay.
And it may pull out just fine. So, we're going to get to work grinding this meat and this fat up.
I had to put some pork fat in there. Look at this.
Yeah, so that's interesting right there. We probably cut up a pig about the same time. I actually remember this. We were cutting up a deer for me, and we were cutting up a pig for you. Remember that?
I do.
That's when this took place.
Okay. So, hey, bonus fat.
Bonus fat, folks. This is actually bacon, I believe.
Oh.
It's at least from that shoulder area where it meets the bacon.
Yeah, there's strips of meat throughout,
Yeah.
and it's got that bacon look right there.
Hot dog! I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. I'm thinking we should sprinkle seasoning on.
Do we want to get all the meat out of the bag and distribute everything evenly across here?
We do.
And then do the seasoning or how?
That
do
we
you
do.
Okay.
We're going to be going with two, since we've got two batches here. I'll let you dump one on. I'll dump one on.
Works for me.
This is from Sam Holiday. I appreciate Sam sending me the seasoning. It is my favorite sausage seasoning in the whole world, and unfortunately I'm getting down towards the end of it. Once I run out of it, do you think I'm going to be using a different kind? No, I will not, because they sell this at my local IGA, and I can just run down there and get it on demand. and I will.
There's something to be said for convenience and simplicity. If you just have to crank out a batch of sausage real quick.
What we do is we make these artisan flavors, and they are...
I could feel it.
It's coming on. These artisan flavors are very strong and very good, but if you're eating sausage on a daily basis, they can get a little tiring to the family. And so if you have a good all-around sausage like this right here, it helps to break up the monotony and to give you a flavor that's so delicious. Now what I'm doing is throwing on a little added salt here, just a little bit. Some Redmonds real salt here and there. And then you know what's next. If you've been following this channel, you know we like our Carolina Reaper. And the blend 10, which is what this is the mild blend. So it's not the extra hot blend. So that means we got to doctor it up with a little bit of Carolina Reaper. Don't breathe now because it will really get you.
I'm holding my breath.
All right. The beautiful thing about the Carolina Reaper is you don't have to use as much of it as you do the red pepper flakes that are generally cayenne. All right, we're ready to grind. Push this up here. We've got our meat brine grinder. You're fixing to see it tear this up because in a recent video you saw us sharpen these. It's sharp. It's ready to rumble. Let's just say it is going to have no trouble knocking this out. And I say, let's roll with it. All right, we've got the grinding done. Time to do the stuffing. We stuff with the largest horn that they give you because we stuff them into bags that are round. So when we're done, we'll have cylinders, and then it doesn't matter if it's frozen or slightly thawed. You do not want to completely thaw this and cut it, but you just have to have a very sharp knife. But if it's cold, fat sets up. That's just the way fat is. And when it sets up good and firm, you can slice your pieces, get them in the skillet. It's time to stuff. We use this one here as a sausage horn cleaner. We'll show you how we do that here in a little bit. Now here is my #1 technique, and that is get the old hands wet. Wet hands do not stick to fatty meat. Make balls with it. That way it goes down in there and you can press and get the air out. It's not going to cause you a huge issue if there's some air in there when you're stuffing into these bags like it would if you were stuffing, say, sausage links. But you just want to be able to fit it in there. This is a roughly 50-pound batch, so it's going to take 2 stuffers anyway. We don't want to accidentally have to do it in 3 unless absolutely necessary. So that's what we're doing here. This is a fatty batch. We're going to fry some real quick and taste it and see how it is. We probably should taste it before we stuffed it, just in case we want to add some seasoning. I can almost tell you right here. Gonna be good. It's seasoned enough.
All right.
All right. I love that blend 10. That is so good. And I didn't taste any heat, but now it's hitting the back of my throat, so I know it's good.
That's that extra Carolina Reaper.
Oh, it's that beautiful kick. Wonderful kick. I can tell there was probably a whole flake in that bite. And that was a tiny little nibble.
And you can take tiny little nibbles like that when you grow your own meat and when it's wild caught or wild hunted.
That's
like
right.
That venison.
That's right. Alrighty, we're gonna put the seal on. Before I put it on, I'm just gonna take my wet, greasy hands, go around there and lubricate it a little bit, because sometimes I don't necessarily wanna get started for you too easy. We're gonna take this old booger and put it right in there. Yeah. Flip the switch, step on the foot pedal, and down goes Fraser. We're fixing to be engaged here. You just want to watch, make sure it goes in, and we're good.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna stuff now. I'm gonna do the first one immediately. Oh! My goodness, it didn't give me time.
Oh my.
I was gonna say immediately, if not sooner, but it was sooner.
I jumped too.
Oh boy, that ain't the first time, unfortunately.
Trying to help you jump.
Oh, all right. Give it a good tight twist. Hand it off to your sealing partner. Boom. That's the first of probably 40, something like that. Let's get with it. Let's knock it out. Kaboom. I promised to show y'all how we clean the horn. This horn is completely packed full of sausage, as you can see. Back the horn off of the meat in the bag, wherever it stopped. Take you a paper towel. You can use other things. You don't have to use paper towel. You can use a cloth, a cheesecloth. Press that in like that. And I mean, it all goes in. Then you take your ring, pull it up, give it a little twist. All you got left is the paper towel, and you're done. Now, that's the easy part. And that's the part I promised to show you. I didn't promise to show you cleaning this part out, but this part has to be cleaned out. Sometimes you can hit that and it'll suck all this up in the hopper, makes it kind of easy. But if it don't, you're still stuck with it, having to do it by fingers. So instead of throwing that out, you could make sausage patties up immediately and fry them. Or if you have space in your bag like I do, kind of roll these edges down and just dig it out and put it in. Just like that. All right, let's fry some up real quick and let's see how it tastes. All right, kiddos, time for taste test. Look at that big pile of sausage. How many did we get?
I don't know, I didn't count them up.
You count from that direction, I'll count from this direction. Okay, I got 30. But I counted in a, come on. Oh, they want to go over there. No, come on over here. I got the camera set up over here. For
Okay,
this.
Loki.
This is where it's at over here, folks. All right. Here we go. All right. All four of these are exactly the same. This is deer meat, beef fat, pork fat, and legs brand seasoning with just a touch of salt and a little bit of something else. Would anybody want to guess what else?
I know. Peppers.
Carolina Reaper pepper, just what the doctor ordered. Break you off a piece. There's no squirrel in it, but it's still good. All right. You don't even taste that greasy.
No, it just tastes moist, crumbly, delicious.
It's kind of a salt, strong, but not bad. Would y'all say it's too salty? We nailed the salt. I'm gonna go in for another one. Would y'all like to go in for another one?
I'll take another one. Loki, would you want this for breakfast? You don't know? Is it too spicy for your liking? Is it too salty?
He thinks it's too salty.
It's good, especially if you'd add some eggs to it. That would tone down the salt, some
Yeah.
cheese.
I'm right there with it. I like it.
It's good sausage.
If it was hot, it would want to fall all to pieces. We let it cool off a little bit. It's holding together pretty good. Can you imagine having that hot with some scrambled eggs? Woo! That would talk to you right there, and if it was wrapped in a flour tortilla, it would not only be non-carnivore, it would be delicious. And that would be awful, especially if there was some cheese and some sour cream and some jalapenos cut up in there. Oh, my very soul. So we got pretty much, we got 99.9% good comments about it. That's better than just about anything you could pull off, you know. It's hard to get 100% good comments about anything.
Yeah, taste buds are a fickle thing.
They are. But anyway, this boy here is going to have to eat it just about every third day because we have different kinds of sausage. And now we got this. We've got bacon. So we have a rotation on our morning cooking. Would you like to start cooking breakfast every morning for us? All you have to do is get up at 5:30. No, okay. Well, bummer. I guess I'll still be the breakfast cook. Well, we got that settled, folks. and the sausage was good. This is probably a 70-30 batch. 70 being the fat. If you remember, we did a fat meat ratio video where we tried every ratio from 50-50 all the way up to 100% fat. So we didn't go any leaner than 50-50. And what we deducted was that the 70-30, the 80-20, and I mean 80% fat, was the best. That's how we deducted it. We put powdered milk in those batches, which we did not put any in this batch. I kind of wish we had. But that might have had something to do with us liking it. But this here is so good. If this is 70% fat, it's not 70% fat when you eat it, because all that grease comes out and leaves you with those cracklings. People love crackling cornbread and crackling this, crackling that. This is crackling sausage. And is it ever good? I cannot tell you. You're going to have to try it to believe it.
Delicious. Loki, you ain't my closet carnivore no more, huh? Used to love salty stuff.
To me, it is salty, but it's a good salty.
Like it gets your attention before the warmth of the pepper comes in behind.
Yeah, the pepper's right there with it, hand in hand. And it's like a hand in a glove. But folks, as good as it may be, that's all we've got for you today. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.